Bullies cut the new girl's hair in class. What happened next shocked everyone. Before we dive in this story, hit the comments and tell us your city or country. Let's see how far this story reaches. If you like the video, please subscribe. It started as whispers, then giggles, then the unmistakable snip of scissors. In the middle of math class, a group of students surrounded the new girl, quiet, shy, and black, and cut off chunks of her braided hair while the teacher turned a blind eye. She didn't scream, she didn't cry. But what she did next left the entire school speechless. What if the person you humiliate turns out to be the one who changes your whole world? Watch till the end, because this isn't just about bullying. It's about identity, power, and the strength they never saw coming. Tiana was used to being the outsider. Her family had just moved to the wealthy, mostly white suburb, so her mother, an acclaimed history professor, could take up a prestigious position at the university. On her first day at Lakeside High, Tiana wore her hair in thick, beautiful box braids, an expression of pride and heritage. But some students saw her difference not as beauty, but as a target. She kept to herself, spoke softly, and always turned in assignments early. But the silence didn't protect her. It only made her more visible to those looking for someone to ridicule. And so, on the third day, when she walked into class and sat down near the back, they made their move. What no one realized was that Tiana was more than just the quiet girl in the corner. She had been raised to rise, quietly but powerfully. The scissors came out during a group exercise. A classmate passed her a worksheet. Another, accidentally, dropped a pencil by her feet. As she bent down to help, she felt it. A sudden tug, then the unmistakable snip. One of her braids fell to the ground. Another followed. Some students laughed under their breath. One filmed it on their phone. The teacher glanced up, but said nothing. Tiana sat frozen. Her hands trembled, not from fear but from restraint. She felt the heat behind her eyes, but she refused to let them see her cry. Instead, she gathered the severed braids, stood up quietly, and walked out of the classroom. By the time she reached the main office, she had a plan. At home that evening, her mother sat beside her as they reviewed the school's anti-discrimination policy. But Tiana didn't just want punishment. She wanted change. The next day, she walked into school not with braids, but with her natural curls held high. She went directly to the principal's office and requested a school-wide assembly. Her mother had already made a few calls to local journalists, civil rights attorneys, and the university board. The video had gone viral overnight. By Friday morning, the school was surrounded by news vans. As the auditorium filled with students, teachers, and even school board members, Tiana stepped onto the stage. No longer just the new girl, she stood tall in front of a sea of eyes. She didn't shout. She didn't accuse. She told her story, calmly, clearly, and powerfully. She spoke about dignity, identity, and the daily microaggressions she and other black students faced. She held up the cut braids. "This," she said, "isn't just hair. It's history. It's pride. And cutting it was an act of violence." The room went silent. Even the bullies couldn't look her in the eye. Then the school board stood up, and so did the crowd. In the weeks that followed, the school implemented a complete comprehensive diversity training program, issued formal suspensions to the bullies, and established a student equity council led by Tiana. She became a symbol of grace, under pressure, and national media outlets picked up her story. But for Tiana, the real victory wasn't the applause. It was the quiet shift in the hallway stairs, the classmate who apologized in tears, and the younger black girls who wore their hair proudly after seeing hers, because what started as humiliation became a movement, a reminder that silence doesn't equal weakness, and that sometimes the ones we try to break are the ones who teach us to rebuild. How would you have responded in her shoes? Please tell us where you're watching from and join the conversation. Take care.